President Joe Biden has weighed in on Kanye West and his rampant anti-Semitism, which apparently is something that we have to do now. But hey, great. He tweeted this. I just want to make a few things clear. The Holocaust happened. Hitler was a demonic figure. And instead of giving it a platform, our political leaders should be calling out and rejecting anti-Semitism wherever it hides. Silence is complicity. Look, it's actually really sad in this day and age that this has to be said because it's the most obvious thing in the world. Yes, 100%, Joe Biden is right. And yet, there's going to be people out there that are going to disagree. Because, of course, because it's now out in the open. I mean, here we are. Nazis are back, and the right wing keeps giving them platforms. I mean, again, Trump invited Kanye to dinner, brought along Nick Fuentes, and then Tim Pool invited Kanye onto his show, as well as neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes and pedophile defender Milo Yiannopoulos. They're back. They're back, everyone. So let's just think about that for a second, right? Milo Yiannopoulos. Everyone knows, or should know, why Milo was canceled by the right wing. It's one of those cases where the right actually canceled one of their own. And it's because he said that it was fine and sometimes good to have adult men have sex with 13-year-old boys. That got him drummed up of the Republican Party. But don't worry, he's back now because apparently he threw away his sodomy stone and is claiming to be a straight Christian man now. That said, Tim Pool has that guy, along with all of his terrible friends, on the show. But wait, Tim, I thought you cared about children. Don't you care about children? I mean, you're out there talking about how groomers are constantly, they're grooming. They're grooming. And you know what? Wood chippers, and there's violence going on, drag shows. And you were saying that stuff just days after a mass shooter targets a bar that hosted a drag show. By the way, it was age appropriate, which means no nudity, no sex, etc. That's the same guy that invites a pedophile defender on the show. You don't care about protecting kids, Tim. You don't care at all. No, you care about clicks. You care about views. That's all you care about. Money. That's what it is. And again, that's not even mentioning how terrible Nick Fuentes is, who is, again, a literal neo-Nazi. And Kanye, who loves Hitler. And then, Alex Jones brings Kanye onto his show, and tries to cover for him. Oh, you don't really like Nazis, do you? He says, no. No, I love them. No, Nazis, great. Great. But here's some of that.
Well, CNN says white people are evil Nazis, so, I mean, I disagree with both statements, but I get the pros.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at...
Oh, my goodness. Just because you don't like one group doesn't mean the other. But look,
I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis.
Oh, man. Well, I have to disagree with that. The most Nazi-like activities I've seen, and the Nazis, in my view, were thugs that shook people down, did a lot of really bad things.
But they did good things, too. We're going to stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
Okay. I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing. But I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer. Can we just kind of say, like, you like the uniforms, but that's about it? There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. A lot of things.
I mean, that blows me away every time. Like, he's just right there. Like, oh yeah, no. Alex, he's like, you don't understand. I'm not going to say anything bad about Hitler because he loves him. There it is. There it is. It's right in your face. Now, getting back to the Biden administration, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre made clear that Biden had condemned Donald Trump's dinner guests because, look, that's what the tweet was also referring to. Okay, so Donald Trump had Kanye and Nick Fuentes over for dinner, and love Nick Fuentes. I never met him before, but I really like that. He gets me. He gets me. And then later on does the whole, what do you mean? I don't know. I'm Coffee Boy. Nobody believes it. But that said, here's what Jean-Pierre says. This administration, the president totally rejects bigotry, racism, anti-Semitism, and there's just no place for these types of vile forces in our society. And this is something that we're going to continue to deny, including Holocaust deniers. All right. So again, that's the Biden administration. Now, some Republicans have also spoken out, but there's some notable people that are missing. Get to that in the next segment. But Mike Pence, bad when Mike Pence has to come out and say, President Trump was wrong to give a white nationalist, an anti-Semite, and a Holocaust denier a seat at the table, and I think he should apologize for it. White nationalist, anti-Semite, and Holocaust denier. Well, there you go. Oh my. The trifecta right there. Governor Brian Kemp said racism, anti-Semitism, and denial of the Holocaust have no place in the Republican Party and are completely un-American. Senator Bill Cassidy said, President Trump hosting racist anti-Semites for dinner encourages other racist anti-Semites. These attitudes are immoral and should not be entertained. This is not the Republican Party. Oh, kind of is. Really. That's what you're missing. Kind of is. Senator Lindsey Graham. And by the way, the reason I say that is because there's a lot of people on the Republican Party when he was throwing up the yikesy stuff before he, praised Hitler. When he was like, yeah, DEFCON 3, right? Against the Jews. Didn't denounce him. Senator Lindsey Graham told the Washington Post that Trump shouldn't have given oxygen to people like that. But then said, quote, he'd still support Trump. But there are others that didn't say anything. Herschel Walker, Mehmet Oz. There's that. So look, Donald Trump hasn't come out and other than, attacking Kanye for asking him to be his VP, hasn't actually called out the ideology. And so that's the problem. You're not calling out the ideology. He didn't come out and say the ideology is terrible. And you kind of have to wonder why. Maybe he probably agrees with it.